But I'm Adam. I'm getting a little bit of a thing.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Little feedback there, my man.
There's so many cables. It's
so many cables.
Could be anything.
Are you fucking Jim Carrey or something? Cable guy.
Cable guy. Oh, I love that movie.
I know.
Really?
I did.
I don't remember. I don't recall.
Watch it again. You're gonna be cracking up right now.
It really holds up. I just showed my 16-year-old daughter that movie, and I was like, because I told her about medieval times, and she's like, "What's medieval times?" I'm like, "We're watching Cable Guy."
Like the establishment.
You're
medieval
staying home from school. Yeah, there's a scene where he and Matthew Broderick go.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. She's He's like, "Forsooth, my wench. May we have right." She's like, "Dude, I have a lot of tables."
So do you know what wench means?
Wench.
There.
I
called my hoe.
Well,
like a slut.
I
called my teacher that before.
Oh, really?
Not knowing exactly that it was that bad, and I had to write like 1,000 times.
Oh my God!
Is it
I'm so sorry.
Is it a Middle Ages word for whore or something?
It is.
Okay. I wonder what the etymology is of the word, like wench.
Where did it come from?
Yeah, like how is it? Like
she was pissed. I know that.
Did you go to Catholic school?
Me? No, it was public school. But
okay.
I totally shouldn't have used that word to her.
Well, it's probably just disrespectful, like any, you know what I mean? Like you probably could have said anything to her. It's how you said it.
And I was pissed off.
Right, you gotta say it. And when you call somebody a wench, you gotta be.
Yeah.
How can you say it nice? Like you're such a wench.
You're such a wench.
Who's my little?
Who's
my little wench?
Why don't we ask?
Who's my groovy little?
Why don't we ask my stepfather?
Right. Okay, we're live, everybody.
Buddy, we're live. Everybody, it is the Brian McCarthy interview show, and before we were doing a little something, and now we're back. If you're watching, welcome. If you're listening, probably a podcast, iTunes, Spotify,
Statistically speaking, it's probably a podcast.
Or you live next door. Right. Shout out to the Chinese couple next door. They're having a baby soon. So, to my left, stage right, we have the beautiful Ebony Mystique.
Hey, thanks for having me.
No, seriously, thanks for having. And I never do this, but yesterday I got my back waxed and I put on a sexy shirt for you.
Let me see. And that shirt is sexy. Sounds gay. I'm in.
And I got my shoulders and back waxed.
Is that right?
I did. Yeah. See, can't you tell, baby?
I guess I didn't.
So
everyone didn't know to look.
How'd that go?
Lainey's throwing up.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. I have like a pretty. I'm not like a Greek guy or anything, but it's pretty hairy, and I do it about 4 times a year. But I'll tell you the one thing. Okay, you live in LA?
LA and Las Vegas right now, primarily LB, Las Vegas.
Oh, okay. Well, when you ever use one of those Groupons, like
all the time.
Okay, well,
I love Groupon.
Okay, I didn't really even know about them, and
really?
I got. Well, I don't know, like whatever, I don't know, like, but I got one, and this is a while ago because I lived in Los Angeles for 4 years. And I lived out there, and I got one for body sugaring. You ever had that
like
before?
The scrub? Yeah.
Well, no. Body sugaring is like waxing, but they use hot sugar.
No, never heard of
hot sugar.
And hot sugar.
That's my stage name.
My S&M safe word. Yeah. Hot sugar. Pull it out.
Hot
Too
sugar.
deep. Hot sugar. Hot sugar. I can taste it.
Slow down. Pause.
Everybody stop. They can hear us in the comfort inn. No, so what they do. So I've heard about the sugaring thing. It's very expensive. And I got this Groupon, and I was like, oh look, it's sugaring. And it was like $300. Normally, because the whole idea behind sugaring is you do it and it lasts a lot longer than waxing. And as opposed to waxing, which goes against the kind of the grain of the hair, sugaring goes in the direction of the hair and it pulls out more of it. I don't know.
Wow. So maybe the growth coming back isn't as bad.
Or it's not as bumpy or whatever. Yeah. So I got this Groupon and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to like buy it, like whatever. So I bought this sugaring thing, and then like a week later, I made the appointment and I go to get. It's kind of gross. We can handle this, right?
I got you.
Okay, good. Thank you. What's your safe word? But right, like, Lainey, right? Like I'm flying out an hour ago.
No. Let's go. Let's get it in.
So it's actually not that bad. Now I'm like, I made too much of it. So I get to the office. It's this beautiful office in Beverly Hills. And again, it was like half off. So, because when you get sugar, it lasts for like a year, apparently.
Really? Okay, I got to look this up.
Yeah.
I need
so
sugaring.
I get there. I get up the office, nice office. A woman comes out. She's the esthetician. And she's this little Asian girl. Very nice. But she's like Asian American. She's not like, she's like an Asian American woman, and
she's in tuned.
Yeah, exactly. And she's like very professional. But she is like 10 months pregnant. I mean, she looks like a bowling ball. And she's telling me,
Oh.
very cute. And she tells me, and I said to her, I said, my gosh, I said, you look like you're ready to like give birth right now. And she goes, it's my last day. She
Oh
goes,
my
I'm actually,
gosh.
this is my last day, and you're my last person. And after you,
The
I'm
irony,
gonna go
wow.
have a baby or whatever. And I was like, okay, great. So we go into the room, and there's the table. It kind of looks like a waxing, like a high-end waxing studio kind of thing.
Right.
And I said to her, I said, can you show me the sugaring thing? She puts her hand in. It's all this goopy, like it looks like a taffy or something.
Yeah.
And she goes, this is what we use, and I'm gonna roll it on your back, and it's gonna be great. And I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm here. So I take my shirt off, and as I take my shirt off, I feel my back, and I kind of say to her, I go, oh, this is kind of embarrassing. I said, but I think I have like a huge, like a pimple or an ingrown hair back there or something. And she goes, oh, do you want me to like get it for you? And I said, yeah,
I like this.
I guess so. So she goes over and like turns the lights down, and I was like, oh, this is intimate. So I lay on my
Ooh.
stomach, and she's like 4 foot nothing. She's a tiny little woman.
Super tiny.
And she has a little stool. She pulls it over, and she stands on the stool, and she's above my back, and I feel her 2 fingers, no gloves, on this pimple that I have. It's big pimple. And I swear to God, this is where it feels like I'm making this up, but I'm not. Her belly is resting on like my love handles, and I can feel the baby's heartbeat through my back
Talk
fat.
about intimacy.
I know, right? I told my wife afterwards, I'm like, I fucking cheated on you today. Like,
For
Right?
sure.
and I can
Right.
feel this tiny
With
little
1.5
That's
people.
amazing.
yeah, this 9 minutes. It's like
With
boom, boom.
1.5 Asians.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, maybe it could be a white guy, could probably Jewish, right?
Okay.
Lady?
All
That's-
right,
I
that's-
shouldn't assume,
oh,
I
her
shouldn't
skin is
assume.
so smooth. So she's like, so it's like boom, 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 boom. And she pushes it, and she goes, oh. And I said, is there a lot?
Wow.
She goes, yeah. She goes, you want to see?
Oh,
And she pulls her finger around, and under that like ring, and I look down, it's like a big pus blackhead thing. And I go, yeah, that's a lot. And she goes, all right, well, let's do it now. And she goes over, like turns the light back on. I swear to God, I was like half hard. I was like, this was like
only half.
I know. Well, if she
Well, there's a mild erection,
Yeah.
so she's doing good.
I was like, oh,
popping a
yeah,
pimple.
have the baby
She's
on my
great.
back.
Yeah.
Break your
right.
water on
What
my
the
love
fuck?
handles. I know. It was
Okay. We're
totally.
getting into pregnancy fetish, which is a very big deal, by the way.
I
Can you
hear.
imagine?
I hear.
What is that about?
I think it's just the idea of illuminating women and the fact that you're a woman and you're probably going to give birth. I don't know what the hell it's
By the
about,
way,
but
I love
it's
that you
very
actually
lucrative.
answered that. That was a rhetorical question, but you
Yeah.
actually engaged that
I'm trying to
question.
think about why would
Yeah.
I want to see a pregnant
Maybe
woman.
not having to.
I would just be like, people
Maybe
are
you're already
No kind of
pregnant.
conscious. Yeah, you can get double pregnant.
Yeah,
we'll
like,
get you
you're already
double
pregnant.
pregnant.
Yeah, I'm gonna stack them like
All
firewood.
right, so no, it's
Stack
great.
them like firewood.
And I
Right.
heard the pussy's nice and warm and gushy.
I'm a
I've
member.
heard something about the viscosity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. It's
of a
thicker.
lady's,
I'm a member of the
yeah.
9-month club. I have 2 children, and I had to.
Yeah.
They tell you they are older boys I met
Yeah,
on the
right.
playground. But they
A guy
tell
at a
you-
bus station.
Yeah, they tell you to have sex at 9 months because it's better for the baby or something. I don't know.
But most guys are
feel like,
scared. They think they're gonna like hit
um,
the baby's head or
I feel like a
something.
horny pregnant lady came up with that.
I don't know.
Right?
She's like,
fuck
yeah,
me
you're
already.
gonna
Yeah. No. I
do it now
No, I've had like enough
and
I think there are-
harder.
I don't know. And people go, I don't want to hit the baby's head. I'm like, what are you fucking retarded? It
Right?
doesn't-
Yeah,
don't
that's,
work
that's
that.
It
ridiculous.
doesn't work like
That's
that.
why you shouldn't bring probably your guy to like the last part of the appointment.
Yeah, right. Bring my
Because- right?
bring my bros.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Like, wait, she's 3 centimeters. What does that mean?
Yeah,
It's like
she's-
I'm not hitting that at
Yeah.
all.
Dr. Todd has a question. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I don't know, but no, because my wife made a really salient point. She said, "Listen, once this baby comes out, like I'm kind of off the market.
No, that's true.
For
So
like
might
3
as well
months,
get
just
it in
kind
when
of
you
get it
can.
while
Like,
get it while
Get
you
it.
can.
Get it while you can."
Get it while it's hot.
I will say it was kind of like I've never fucked a manatee, but it was not unlike having sex with. Like I was just kind of like, all right, what are we doing here?
Hmm.
So
Like, move
You're
over.
probably-
Like, how do you like
Yeah.
position? with
Yeah,
your-
do you go pregnant missionary?
no,
Is that-
no.
do you,
That-
like,
that
set-
would be
set your
hard.
drink?
I
I'd be
feel
like,
like
fu-
doggy.
That'd be like fucking
Yeah, you
Carol.
gotta
Right.
probably go dog. Doggy, you might not even.
That'd be like fucking
You
Carol
know, you could kind
O'Connor.
of forget.
No, you know what?
right? Just a
Oh my
big old
God.
belly.
Yeah, I remember what it was. No, I
He's
laid.
calling you a meathead the whole time.
Yeah. Edith. No, I laid on my back. That's what happened. So
Wow, she
What?
rode you pregnant.
Yeah, she rode
Oh my
rode
God.
me.
See?
Because if you think
Interesting.
about,
Or maybe swooning,
if you
too.
think about it, you know what I mean? Like
sideways,
that was what it was.
on
It
the
wasn't
side.
like, and it wasn't like we weren't like, I wasn't like, yeah, reverse
Going
cowgirl.
crazy.
No, yeah.
You're being gentle.
I was
my
like, just sit on
God.
daddy's shit pipe.
I love it.
Thank you.
Oh
I
my
love it.
God.
So how do you clean up now? Are you a hairy girl?
I could be.
But you clean it all up. Do you wax, or have you gotten
I
completely?
do Brazilian. Yeah, I do waxes, which I hate them. They really hurt. So
You
I'm
never
think-
get used to it, do you?
No, I mean it hurts. I don't care how long. Like waxing hurts, but the laser thing is what I'm thinking about now. It's just I'm kind of trying to figure out like the laser thing because I'm also a nurse, retired nurse. So I always think about radiation.
Yeah, sure,
and
sure.
Mm.
things that happen later. Yeah.
And also, I feel like it's funny because the pussy hair is making a comeback.
It is the
The
bush.
bush.
The bush
And they're
is
actually like they're actually like going to the barber shop and making like designs in it. You have like a
Oh my
landing strip and
God.
hearts. I've seen some really nice.
Maybe I
businesses.
could get into the barbering. I could give you a nice
No,
fade.
for real.
Yeah.
I've
Get
heard,
into something.
I've heard the Kanye
Holy
West is
shit.
just a big swastika. Thank you.
Oh
Okay.
gosh!
Anybody-
Shout
Yeah,
out
he's
to
got kind
yeah.
of
we
a,
are not shouting out.
No,
Kanye
kind
no,
of a
at this
not
point,
nasty
especially after
thing, yeah.
yesterday's comment.
Oh my god, I know.
I
whatever.
love when Alex Jones goes to a commercial, like that's you gotta like slow down, man.
Was he on the
Slow
show or
down.
something? I'm not.
He
even
was on
paying it.
Infowars, yeah. And Alex Jones was like,
And he's
okay,
saying-
but we're not saying anything good about
Right.
it. And
Yeah.
he's like, no, I'm deaf, Alex. Just to clarify, I'm troll. He's just like, I was talking about this yesterday with somebody. He's just trying to troll people. He's trying to troll everybody now.
Wait,
At this point,
Yeah,
he's saying
it's
some
tipped
really.
into like
It's bad.
it's like
yeah.
a parody.
He's
of-
Milo Yiannopoulos now.
Poor thing.
Yeah.
basically.
He's going absolutely bonkers.
Right.
You know, it's funny. I actually flew on a plane with Kanye West 100 years ago during that miseducation of that like that album, and
Which was my
Miseducation?
best. Yeah, no, it was.
Are you
It
talking
was
about-
college dropout
Oh,
or
you-
something.
yeah, it was like
'cause
the
that's
best
a Lauryn
one.
Hill
I mean,
It
I'm not a
was.
big,
No, when he
yeah.
first came out, he
Oh,
was.
yeah,
you
yeah.
It
know
was
what I
great.
mean?
There's
For
a
sure.
reason. There's a
We
reason.
missed that.
Yeah,
Kanye.
college
People
dropout
forget.
late,
Yeah.
Listen, say what you
late
want about
registration.
say what you want about Hitler. He made the trains run on time.
Listen,
You know,
We
he got
are
a little-
not doing this.
No,
We
anyway.
No,
are going to have a
but
huge issue.
boom bap Kanye is
What a-
We're
great.
not saying anything about Nazis, Hitler,
No,
Jews,
no. Listen,
Not any-
broke
not-
black people, Balenciaga,
Sounds-
Anna Wintour.
I don't even know what
None of
Balenciaga is.
those.
I have no.
Yeezy.
Really? You're like a
I have
kind of a
no idea.
label
I don't
queen.
pay attention.
No,
no,
Okay.
no. I'm
That's
like,
when I knew he was crazy because of the Balenciaga fashion show that he put on just a little bit ago, like literally a couple of months ago. He's literally running down the runway, like he's just walking through the run. I'm like, what kind of modeling is happening here? He's just like literally casually walking. I'm like, okay, this is strange.
so when I flew on a plane with him, we were both in business class, and I didn't even really pay attention because I was in like 3C, he was in 3A, or whatever. It was before, it was a long time ago. But so, when you land and they do that thing where you like have to taxi to your gate or whatever.
Yeah.
So we land, and he had these giant like cartoonishly large headphones on, and I was like, "Oh yeah, because when we first got on the plane, I'm like, that's Kanye West." Because you in New York, to LA, you see people.
You're
a
gonna
lot.
see people.
Yeah,
it's normal.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so the minute we land, he like jumps up. The plane is still fucking moving,
Where's
and he
going?
jumps up and he gets his like Louis Vuitton stupid, carry-on duffel bag thing. And the flight attendant comes over and she's like,
Please sit down.
"Sir, you have to
Yeah.
sit down." And he just put his hand right in her face
Ooh,
and like walked right to the door
even
of the
OBJ
plane
didn't do that.
and like waited for the plane. And I was like,
wow.
that guy's an asshole. I know. I went to
Wow,
Howie
that's
Mandel. I said,
really
"Look at that
bold.
guy." I know, but I was like, "What a prick!" You know what I mean? Like, I
No,
don't-
like who does that? And then it's like when you do like that and you get problems on the plane, they're like connected. Oh, so you think you're not in trouble because you're still
Mm.
they're up in the air. But when you land,
yeah.
now you have flight
Oh, yeah.
security,
yeah.
and now
yeah,
they're
yeah.
like condescending you, and it's just worth it not to. You have to respect the flight attendant.
Yeah, 100%. I think also like, but when you if you're gonna have any nonsense on a plane like that, you do when you land. Like he was kind of smart about it. I mean, I don't know if he
He
was
to the
keeping.
last minute.
Yeah, he was just like, "I want to get off the plane first." I've seen people like that before.
But
like,
what the hell? Like everybody does that. Like you're in row 30,
Yeah.
dude. Relax.
Just relax. You're not going anywhere.
You're not going
We're
anywhere.
I know. My father-in-law, whenever we fly with my father-in-law, like he always like
Yay.
stands at the front. He's like, "Are we getting?" I'm like, "Dave, we have tickets. We're getting on the plane."
Well, people
Like,
with like crazy anxiety. I've flown with people with anxiety, and they go nuts when the plane lands, and then they're like, "I'm standing, but I'm not moving," and it's just you got to really like,
No.
I got to just give people a Xanax or something.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
really.
Percocet.
So you live in. So wait a minute. You are a nurse.
I am. I'm still a nurse.
What? How does that work? You have
Oh.
to get registered though. Like you're obviously you're an RN, right?
So I dropped out of medical school. I got to my first year of residency. I'm supposed to have an MD behind my name, but I decided my first year that I didn't like it.
What didn't
Oh,
you
how
like
great
about
would
it?
that be? Ebony Mystique MD.
I like the autonomy, but I didn't like the absolute responsibility over the person's life. Like my decision would be very, very, very prominent. However, me being a more hands-on person, nursing with that same thing being said, because of course nurses carry out the doctor order.
Right, right.
I was better with that accountability. I'm more responsible for myself as a nurse because it's carrying out the order. I can whatever's in my hands, like I could literally kill or
Sure.
save a life with my
Mhm.
hands and
Sure.
my thought. Doctors write orders all the time. And guess what the nurses do? Save the doctor's ass most of the time because we're the ones to carry out the order. Like, wrong patient. They don't have diabetes. Why did you order a glucose strip? So it's the fact that the autonomy with the physician is great.
Right.
However, the accountability for it is really, really high. And I'd rather just be more of a critical thinker based on someone else's expertise and put my sauce on it. So that's nursing.
So did you have a lot of anxiety and because of the responsibility of being of taking care of someone's
I
life?
love nursing.
So did you get like when you saw that, did you feel like sometimes the doctors were like idiots or they just overworked or like, because I see how it works.
I don't think they're idiots. They couldn't be an idiot being in that field.
Well, they get very like a spectrumy though. You know,
but very
right.
much overworked. And maybe the fact that, because they're still human in human era, but maybe it's the fact that they're not really thinking critically a lot of the times.
Right.
They're kind of fast paced and I got to see this person and this person. It could be more anxiety for them. Why does medical error happen? Well, you got to slow down.
And human error.
Mm-hmm.
And have you ever, in your opinion, saved someone's life based upon not a medical procedure, but just seeing like a red flag?
A ton.
Like, can you tell me the time?
Well, unfortunately, sometimes you are on you have a patient with like a lot going on.
And do me a favor, do not break your hippopotamus oath.
Oh, this.
Okay,
don't break your hippopotamus.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
hip fractures are
Hippo.
really
really
bad.
is exactly.
But it was like the drips. Like I worked in ICU and like most of the time when they come to critical care, they're actually kind of like dead.
Sure.
You're trying to revive them back. So the fact of the matter is just the drips. So and then teaching hospitals can be kind of hard because now you have the residents, you have the chief. There's a bunch of doctors could be on one case. And so with that being said, with all these people handling
and residents and it's a whole like right. Okay.
So it's like really, really important to check a doctor's order. You
Sure.
have to think. This is where people get in trouble, thinking that I guess and maybe being a little bit lazy, like, oh, the doctor wrote it, so it's right. Excuse me. Nurses, you have to critically think. So if you carry out that order and it's the wrong patient, guess who's going to get fucking in trouble first? Not the doctor.
And are these doctors' orders, because I just don't know, are they standardized or is it okay? So each doctor,
are protocols though for certain things. Like say if you came in with like a blood clot and you needed
blood clot,
right? And you needed your blood thinned or anticoagulation,
right?
So there's protocols for like a heparin drip or based on this or that. So there are protocols, but then being said, everybody's different. So even though there's protocols, maybe this person has renal failure and can't get this type of IV fluid because it's too much salt, like saline.
Yeah, sure.
So you have to think
critically.
Yeah, it's very important because everybody's different.
And also, I would imagine if you probably have to go back to the doctor to make decisions that if you see something on the chart that you need to flag, you can't probably execute it. You have to go back up.
That's right. You can't just nurses. You have to have an order.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's an order. So if you have a doctor who's messed up, you got to let them know. You better let them know. I'm not carrying out this order.
No.
You could do it, but my license, it's wrong.
Yeah, and he's already 9 people done anyway.
Right.
So
right.
You do get sometimes that back and forth with physicians.
Right.
But it is also your license, and you're not obliged to, if it's about safety and patients and stuff. No, it's no. Like, you have your own mind for it too.
So how many years were you like a nurse?
13.
What? No kidding. Really?
Mm-hmm.
God, you must have started when you're like 10 years old.
When I was 20.
Oh,
I wasn't even an adult.
Doogie Howser. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So where did you grow up?
New Haven, Connecticut.
No kidding. You're from New Haven.
I am.
Oh.
And I spent quite a bit of time in Brooklyn too. You know, it's just a train ride over in an hour. You're here.
Right.
Greenwich.
So you grew up in New Haven.
Mhm.
Okay. And then you went to school in Connecticut also?
You mean college?
Yeah.
I went to San Francisco State.
Okay. So how did you get from New Haven, Brooklyn? I'm assuming that's family, right?
Yeah, so when I was like 16,
Right.
I went to continuation school, so I was done early.
What does that mean?
Like, okay, not regular high school, like adult ed or like
Okay.
bad girl school.
Okay, bad girl school, sure.
And I had enough credit, so I was able to graduate, and I wanted to go ahead and go to California and meet my dad.
Okay. So your dad lived in San Francisco.
He lived in Oakland.
Oakland.
Mhm.
So you at 16, you got like a GED or something?
Well, no, I ended up getting my high school diploma. It's just I had to do fast track credit. So like I had to do like summer school and
Right.
like and then I was able to graduate with my high school diploma.
You know what's
through adult
crazy?
ed.
I got a GED. And then I went to NYU. It's like I want to tell people sometimes, just get a fucking
Do it.
GED.
Just get something. Don't
Like,
get nothing.
Who cares? Yeah, but I'm saying like you can still go to college.
Still
It doesn't
can.
even really
You can
matter.
be a nurse with an
Mhm.
associate degree.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can go on and be a nurse practitioner and blah 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 blah
Mhm.
blah and make really great money. You
No,
can
for real.
totally do that. So okay, so 16, you now moved to Oakland. Had you had a relationship with your dad prior to that, or you wanted to? It was just like starting over.
Yeah, I hadn't met him. I just knew of him.
Really?
Mhm.
Wow. Okay. Had you had like talked to him on the phone and like holidays? And
The first time I spoke to my dad on the phone was when I was 16.
no kidding. Did you find your dad? Like, how did that work?
I
You
don't-
okay to talk about this? By the way.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
So I knew, of course, who my dad was because he's the chief of staff of the Black Panther Party.
Are you
David Hilliard.
serious?
Look at that.
I didn't want to. Wow. Okay. Your mine sounds gay. I'm in. So yeah, same kind of shirt.
It's
Wow.
cool.
Okay.
So David Hilliard's my dad. He's the co-founder of the
Wow.
Black Panther Party,
No
along with
sh-
Uncle Bobby Seale and
Yeah,
Uncle Huey.
I know those guys, of course.
Mhm. So it was just actually, I knew about my dad because of Eyes on the Prize and all. You know, he's an activist, a real one. So
Yeah,
I've
right.
always heard about him in history classes, but it was like this kind of famous person to people, but like that's my dad, and I don't know him. So I kind
Wow.
of like I seen how people loved what the Panthers did, but I didn't have a relationship with them. So one day, I come home and my mom's like, the phone, literally. And it's
Hmm.
something that my mom did. We didn't talk about him much
Right.
growing up.
Okay, your mom and your dad, were they together? Or,
No.
Okay.
He was married
Okay.
to another Black Panther, and they were best friends. My mom and his wife,
Okay.
and then I came
Okay.
somehow.
Well, it's the 70s
Shit
or
happens.
whatever that was, right?
And so no,
Foxy Brown.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
So he kind of left my mom and went back to his family, and
Okay.
she stayed in New Haven, and he went back to California, and I just kind of grew up without my dad.
Sure.
I definitely knew who my dad was. I was totally interested in the Black Panther Party, but I looked at him like probably a civilian who's not their father because I didn't have the connection.
Sure.
So I thought he was like a great guy, like wow, but not like my dad. So
You were like a fan.
in a way.
Yeah, sure.
But when I got that phone call, that was like very odd because I have never heard his voice in person. I actually kind of thought of him like he exists, but not for real, like physically.
Yeah.
Did he sound like what you
Wow.
thought he'd sound like?
Yeah, it freaked me out actually.
Like Gilbert Gottfried? Hello, you're my
Okay.
daughter. Hello.
Yes.
Welcome. Come to.
It was
No.
very odd.
Yeah, I bet. It was like,
Yeah.
this
His
is
real
weird to
name's
me.
Murray.
And so
Yeah.
the next thing he wanted was to see me in person, and that kind of blew
Wow.
me for a loop.
Wow.
And then meeting him, that's where it all kind of came into for like, wow, you are a really
Was your-
dope person.
Was your mom supportive of that?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Well,
you're-
because you obviously knew who he was. Like it
Mhm.
wasn't a secret. You would only know that from your mother.
Right.
So.
Right.
And then there's like
Um,
certain books that he wrote, and he was like, he talked about me, the situation with my mom, like a baby in New Haven.
Okay.
He didn't note my name. He didn't even know my name. My name was
Wow.
Colette. He changed that's the name he gave me. But when he left, my mom changed my name. So he didn't even know what my name was.
Okay. So now you're 16. You go to live with a dad that you've never known before, only known through books and archival things and your mom and everything else. How did that go?
Great.
Okay. So you went to your dad, you immediately like got into school and got into college and like
But
li-
did you go there to live with them, or were you just going there and you were
Initially,
meeting?
I
Yeah.
did go to meet him. So
Okay.
I met him. I went back home. We did like a week or 2 weeks or
Mhm.
something. I got introduced to my family. It was really nice. And then I went back home for like, I don't know, like 3 weeks. And then I was like, I want to go back to California. I have
Sure,
already
sure.
graduated school already. So my mom was like, okay. And so the next time I went, I stayed with him and I stayed in his house. And
Did you have a lot of half brothers and half sisters?
I do. I think there's either 9 or 10 of us.
Wow, man, all from the same other woman, or kind of
No,
like
and some of these people, and this is what I've heard over the years. I don't even know if that number is correct. It could be less, it could be more, but I know that people say that my dad is their dad too. People that I met along
because
the
he's
way.
famous in that
Yeah, so I
community.
don't know, but I
so
know
it-
I've met let me see, Daryl, Dacine, Patricia. I met 5 of them.
okay,
Yeah.
and they all live around Oakland,
in California.
In California, I see.
LA through the Bay Area.
Okay,
Sure.
all right, and then from there you went to Mississippi State, and then you went to nursing school, and then when did all of this jump tracks to Ebony Mystique?
So I have been nursing for like 13 years and totally cool with my career. I've been all kind of nursing, like
Yeah.
travel nursing, correctional nursing, labor and delivery, psych. I've done it all. Charge nursing.
What was the last one you said? I'm sorry.
Charge nurse.
What does that mean?
When you're like in charge.
Oh, like a
the
nurse
unit.
practitioner kind of thing?
Well, no,
sort of?
you're still a nurse, but like you don't have patient care. You are like delegating and
Administrative almost?
administrative
Okay, I see.
for that
Like
shift.
Dispatch and everybody.
Uh-huh.
Gotcha.
So I had left the ICU and I decided to go into a new position in the advice call center for this company this hospital I was working for. So an advice nurse.
Advice nurse.
So that's basically when you call in and you want to get advice whether or not to go to the hospital. Is it okay for me to stay home or should I book an appointment? So that's pretty much my job description.
Sounds annoying.
Well, the fact is it's harder
Yeah,
because
bet.
I can't see the person.
Yeah, right.
So
On the phone?
I have to listen, and it's very important to have really good listening skills because some people, when they're sick, they don't want to repeat shit.
No.
So it's like I could miss the whole thing, and I really should have probably, if I was listening, it probably was an ER predisposition. They're supposed to go to ER, but I didn't catch the fact that they've been bleeding and taking aspirin for 2 weeks because I wasn't paying any attention. But I say, oh no, I'll go ahead and book you an appointment. I could lose my job.
Yeah, right.
So it was a more difficult job, but I loved it. And then Corona came around. And we were getting before anybody else, because I'm a frontliner.
Sure.
We were getting this notation that we may have to close down and stay home. That's where it got funky for me. Like all of a sudden, it's like, wait, we gotta like stay home. Like what's going on? Because before Corona, there was this Ebola thing.
Yeah, I remember.
And I'm like, we never did that when
No.
the Ebola was like, if you see an African and they got a fever, like run for the hills. It's
Sure.
like, they scared the devil out of us, but now it's like real. So. With that being said, I was just newly in the position, so I didn't have seniority to kind of take the other great position, which was to work from home but stay on the phone.
I was going to say, you couldn't work remotely from this?
I could, but it was like seniority.
I understand.
Because there's a lot of nurses, and this was like a pandemic. Like, what the hell are we supposed to do with you girls?
Right.
And guys. So,
gay guys.
mostly.
Yeah.
But there's some heterosexual
good
sure. nurses too.
Absolutely.
They're all
There's
great.
also male ballet dancers, but Right.
So long story short, my option was to go ahead and exhaust my sick time, my vacation time, and then get on unemployment. And I was like, that doesn't sound good. That's actually giving me anxiety. So I had known Pinky XXX, the legendary Pinky XXX. She's an urban porn star.
Yeah. Love Pinky.
Yeah, right.
Adam loves black girls. Like
that's
his,
great.
I know, 100%.
I love white guys.
Yeah.
And black guys.
No, but
Asian guys.
Just to cover myself, one particular black girl.
I know you have a girlfriend. Relax. I'm not saying it, but
it's a joke.
He only likes black and Hispanic girls, but only the heavy ones. Though you're not. He likes BBW.
Okay, well that's cool.
100%. Is Pinky big enough for you, buddy?
Pinky's thick.
Okay,
she's pretty thick.
That's a term for heavy. That's okay. Just saying. I
No,
speak the
thick,
lingo.
thick. So I knew her.
How did you know Pinky XXX?
I'm trying to figure that out too.
Okay.
Pinky's
I know how I met her.
She's one of my favorites, Brian.
Course
You
She's
gotta
a
check her
lot
out.
of people's
She's
favorite.
great.
She's
right.
great. No,
Okay.
for real.
I'm a fan. Whatever.
So
Great. I can jerk off to anything.
right. So I had hit her up and I was like, Corona's going on and they're gonna talk about, maybe staying home. It's getting kind of weird. do you think I could shoot for your site? And I
All right.
kind of fast forwarded that, but I've
Mm.
known her for years and kind of joked with that.
Let me jump in for 1 second.
Yeah.
Wow.
You, by the way, you're a beautiful girl.
Oh,
like
thank you.
really beautiful. Like in
Thanks.
addition to being very smart and a lot of fun to
Mhm.
talk to, and you seem like you'd be a lot of fun to go on vacation with,
Oh yeah,
for example. Do you,
absolutely.
how about Lancaster, Dutch country? We can go to
Let's go.
Amish.
Do a
We
little
could-
B, maybe
little-
a B&B.
little
I
barn,
got flyer miles or whatever
Yeah.
the
Little-
hell.
little-
I was like, fuck my
little-
flight.
little barn
Do it.
raising
Yeah.
is in our
Oh,
future,
yeah,
right?
go to
Go to
Amish country.
Lancaster
Okay.
in early December. Oh my God.
Really?
Shoe
Dutch,
fly pie.
Pennsylvania.
But you are not but you're very augmented, right? You have these big tits and you have a big ass, and I'm imagining that this body of yours, how long have you been carrying around everything
So
I'm
two
looking
and a
at?
half years. I didn't start porn like this. My first 4
Okay.
scenes were me regular, and then I did the
Okay.
enhancement
I say.
via Pinky and her. They were managing me. Her and Jeremy Royal decided, and then I decided that we do the bigger tits because it was a branding strategy.
Okay, I say. What'd your tits look like before?
I actually have a picture. They were like
Trust me.
36B.
You will not. You'll be half out the door, and I'll be looking at pictures.
Yeah, my
on-
first 4 scenes actually.
Without
yeah,
the-
they
Oh,
you
interesting.
can view
You get a little
them.
before and after.
Okay, I say.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
And what have you done to your butt?
I have a couple of BBLs, and then I
Brazilian
did
butt lift.
Yeah,
Okay,
and then I did butt implants, but I recently just took one of them out.
one of them now.
One of them.
Yeah, because I did skiing. I was doing white people shit, and I was
That's
like
never a
drinking
good idea.
Casamigos. And I don't
Uh-huh.
ski, but I thought it would be a good idea. It was
Ugh.
cold. I wanted to get like turned up, and I went skiing and
Yeah.
fucked myself up pretty
Really?
You fell down.
bad. But I didn't even know it was that bad.
You
I
got
thought
a snowplow. Snowplow.
but I didn't know it was that bad. Like I really didn't. Like I should have went to the emergency room
Oh, Jesus.
initially, but I just thought the soreness was it's cold. I
Ooh, right,
fell,
right.
but then like it wasn't that. It was literally fluid was building up.
Something broke.
Yeah, it was the
inside.
seroma.
Oh, no.
So I got sick. I had I was shooting with a pick line. I was literally having a nurse come to my home giving
Wow.
me IV antibiotics and going to set. So actually, I just did the AVN billboard campaign.
Okay.
And if you see me talking, I'm like this. That's because I had a huge pick line in my
Oh,
arm.
shit.
I was literally shooting mainstream during this
Pick
entire
line.
time.
You're using inside nurse
like
jargon.
an
Right.
IV that you can take at
Right.
home. And
It's like
then
a
they
port.
can
It's like a
a
port.
port.
A port. Right.
I was all
Port?
fucked up.
Oh, I don't know.
Nobody
Port.
gave a damn. They just were
Hmm.
shooting me. But anyway, long
Wow.
story short, I didn't want to continue on with that. So I took the one that was infected out. I didn't want it anymore.
So you had an infected butt implant.
Well, because of the fluid.
I
and
understand
yeah.
why, but so did you? What is it? Did you like? It's like a big piece of like a big butt. It's like a big breast implant,
Yeah.
right?
Right?
Huh.
Similar to a
So
breast.
the thing for me is
Yes.
it infected like my bloodstream.
But you
So
don't want-
Wow.
aesthetically, you didn't know
yeah.
until later. One of my scenes, nobody can tell because it's editing, but it's the director and the team and I. The right side, which is the one we're talking about, was like 2 times bigger than
Holy shit.
the swelling.
No. I'm sure everyone was like, "God, her ass looks great." Look at
Yeah,
that.
but I was like, no,
Yeah,
it's
right.
fucked
Half
up
of
right
it at
now.
You're like, it's
Yeah.
my blood's infected. You're like, oh God.
Oh,
So you took
not
it out.
sexy.
How do you
No.
remove a butt implant?
Oh, you go back to the surgeon.
I would
Yeah,
imagine
yeah,
that.
right.
I mean, yeah, but
I don't know. I was asleep.
I mean,
Right.
so what is the next? Because he seems like you still have a big ass.
Well,
I mean,
I could totally show you. So what happens
Okay,
when you
yeah.
do implants
Yeah.
is
ahead.
your butt starts to stretch. So
Mhm.
aesthetically,
Uh-huh.
even though I don't have it in, I still have. It's still pretty big.
like
It's-
bulbous and everything.
Yeah, it's
okay.
just the bottom part I have to fill.
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
so.
Show Adam. But I'll be here too.
So this is one
Oh,
Can I
shit.
touch it? Is it all right? Okay.
Okay, so you
Oh,
got
it's- I
one
can
in,
see.
one
I can
out.
see. One's a little smaller and one's a little bigger. You are.
Not like huge, and you would say like,
Yeah.
okay. So this part in February, because now I have to gain like 20 pounds.
Sure,
And I'll
to
just
make
use
it.
my own fat, and then we'll be
Yeah.
done. So
Wait, are you gonna take the other one out, or are you gonna put the other one in?
this one's fine. There's no issue with it.
Okay.
The doctor even suggested just to leave it in, and then aesthetically, because you see how it's not that much of a difference. I
No.
just need to fill in the
They're-
bottom.
Are they
and then
gonna
it'll
do
be-
like a fat
Fat
Inject-
transfer.
So wait,
So I got to
look at
gain
that.
20 pounds.
Yeah,
Healthy, by the way.
yeah.
I'm
How do
eating
you-
almonds and avocado.
So you're
Yeah.
gonna gain like 20 pounds of fat somewhere in your body because you're a little skinny thing. You're not a
am.
big girl. Like
Mm-mm.
it's so funny when you look at pictures of somebody because I've been looking at pictures of
But
you.
I was thicker just to let see. I'm a month out of surgery from this year.
Mm.
Okay.
And then with that being said, I lost weight. So technically, and camera does put you on some pounds.
Oh, honey, tell me about it.
Right?
Uh-huh.
But technically, I was actually thicker than even now. So I got to gain some more weight.
Yeah.
But my doctor, he's really good and I
Okay.
trust him. But he's saying not unhealthy weight. Like you have to do like almond. I'm older. I'm like 38.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So I don't want to be just eating like a bunch of McDonald's and
Yeah,
pizza,
right,
all
right.
these like fat calories.
Well, yeah. What kind of doctor would be like In-N-Out burgers
They
4
do
times a day?
no. They
Strict
do.
regimen.
There are
Waffles.
some.
Waffles.
Waffles?
Waffles. Waffles.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm saying like a bad
I like
doctor.
Butter and
waffles.
syrup.
No, yeah, waffles are delicious. But I'm saying like
Sure.
your
High in
doctor
fat.
would to where because your body when you gain this weight, where's it going to settle?
Well, usually when I gain weight, you'll see it in my thighs.
Okay.
Mm.
So my thighs, my tummy.
Okay.
You get
So-
like
Right, and then they
like
just take it
love
out and-
handles.
So will they have to
Mhm.
lipo all that out again?
I'm gonna have like I'm gonna have holes all over the place.
Okay.
But they close up.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I'd imagine.
So like they take it from here.
Jeez
They
Louise.
take it from here.
All
They
right.
can go in the like this part. This
And then
Yeah.
you have to
part,
wear like a compression garment.
which I love.
Why do you
Need
love
that
it?
faja because it curves. It like molds your
Right.
body.
Gives you a nice
yeah.
cinch.
Colombians are very, very
Oh yeah.
hello and Brazilians.
yeah.
He knows.
Yeah, he
the
knows.
Spanish
He knows.
mommies,
Yeah.
they start young.
Yeah.
Sometimes for their 16th birthday, it is not like, oh, well, buy me a car. No, they want their body
Yeah.
done.
You know what's crazy? I dated this Colombian girl.
Go
and
ahead.
This was like
Hot
I'm from
girls.
Minnesota.
Yes.
I didn't know. And I just thought like she had her whole fucking body done. I had no idea. I thought she was just like touched by God.
Right.
Because like flat stomach.
No, they start
big
super
I
young.
mean, it
they're
was
amazing.
but
Look
it
at
was
Brazilian girls, like how?
bananas. But that's just like the place.
It's cultural.
It's like the mecca for
that.
getting the
And I'm a
whole
plaza doll too. So
makeover.
I am a Colombiana doctor.
You're a
girl.
plasma doctor?
Plaza.
Plaza?
He's a doctor, Dr. Plaza.
And he's in
Okay.
Colombia?
Yeah, he's like one of the top guys. So the girls be
Sure.
like, "Who's your doctor, Dr. Plaza?" So then you say, "I'm a plaza doll."
Okay.
Oh, because I know they do. You can get like a vacation where you can go and have like work done.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah, because this is embarrassing, but I have a
Don't be
massive I have a
embarrassed.
massive penis, and I
You
have
had
to
get a reduction.
I'm getting a
right?
few inches
Yeah.
lopped off, and I'm
Okay.
going to Venezuela to have it done. It's
Leave it alone.
$800, Southwest
Listen.
Group 3,
Oh,
and
Yeah.
Spirit.
yeah, I'm
actually.
just gonna
Right.
they're gonna do it right on the runway,
I
so it's
can't.
gonna be fine.
We're not.
Wait, so
doing
they
this
have like
procedure.
they have packages where you can go
They-
and
honey, they sure do.
I don't mean for penis, but I mean for ladies to get their bodies done. Or
Yeah. Would you have
people.
anything done?
I wouldn't, but my girlfriend wants to get a BBL. So
She wants to get a
maybe.
Brazilian butt lift. How much is
Yeah.
that? About $8,000?
No, in Colombia you can do it like for 5,500.
Whoa, okay,
Yeah.
that's
And
in
they
my,
know what they're
it's in
doing.
my price
hello?
range.
Probably paying with bananas. Anybody? Hello?
No, they want money, and
Yeah,
they're
sure.
very.
Yeah,
But look, that includes usually like the recovery home.
sure.
They feed you.
Well, because
You
that
have
was the thing is I'm
nurses.
like,
I love it.
is if you go because I'm like do it local, but obviously it's more expensive. But then I'm like, how do you fucking fly back and like how do
Well,
you
you're
maneuver all
supposed to
that?
do what they say, so they're not going to fly you back like the next day.
No,
It's
no,
usually
no.
like
Right.
a 15-day. And some
Sure.
girls, they get their body, and against the medical advice, they will go back to the U.S. Me, I'm
Mm.
staying
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
15 days.
No, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to fuck around
You're
with
in
that
the
kind
me-
of.
Why
you're in the
not?
medical
You're getting
field,
your massages. It's a whole
Mhm.
little process to the recovery. You need to do the lymphatic massages.
And also all of that,
this
like
and that.
blood clots when you're flying. I mean, it's only 5
That.
hours, but you don't want to fuck around with that kind
Right.
of
They
stuff.
trying to get
Yeah.
their new body and go back to the strip club like
Sure.
the first week.
Yeah, they gotta
No.
pay
And then you
for it. They
wonder
gotta
why
pay for the-
girls maybe get sick or
Right.
die or I don't know.
Crazy.
It's not the doctor.
No.
And then they don't disclose their health either. Like
Mhm.
when you do surgery, they do your blood work
Sure,
and
of
this
course.
and that. But if you don't say like I'm an actual diabetic and your blood levels are fine, he's not gonna go call your doctor and get all your records from ever. It's stuff you're supposed to disclose.
And a lot of times they don't even really know. I mean, I don't want to see
That
strippers.
too,
They don't
that
even
too.
really know, or
Being
they don't.
young and
You
stuff.
know, people don't. Plus, like they always say, like you're never supposed to lie to your doctor or your lawyer.
Right.
But
True.
you know, you always do.
Now, especially not your lawyer. Like, dude, I don't
Yeah.
know what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
Wait, don't you have to lie to your lawyer? Like if it's a defense attorney or something, and you did it,
Well,
you can't.
well,
tell
that's
them
not
did it.
your
You
lawyer.
can't?
Right.
That's another lawyer.
Yeah, no, your lawyer, you can say
Yeah.
whatever you
Lie to
want.
the
Oh,
other.
really?
Lie to the other guy
you
all day
should.
long. Right.
Oh,
I
thought they
can't-
had to like make believe like I didn't do it.
No, then you have to.
No.
Oh,
I watch
or they
a-
just don't even talk about it.
I watch a
probably.
lot of Law and Order. I think I'm pretty good with this
Dun,
kind of
dun.
thing. You got to give
Dun,
me a
dun,
dollar.
dun.
Yeah, I love that show because they're always like, because you know I'm from here, you know, so they always do like you know, they'll give like that fake address, and it's
Yeah.
always like 900 West 103rd.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
like, nine, what's that?
Doesn't even-
Edgewater?
Yeah.
I'm like in New Jersey. 900.
Yeah.
Fuck you,
Chris,
Chris.
middle of the
Yeah,
Hudson.
Chris North.
Chris
Yeah.
Knott.
Okay, so you transitioned. So this is so funny to me. I think you're the first girl I've ever met who, because of the pandemic, you got into adult work.
Mm-hmm.
But you must have had a toe in this world. I mean, nobody just knows Pinky from
You
Costco.
never danced or anything like that.
No,
Pinky
I'm a
from
patron.
Costco.
Fuck, I'm
Could you imagine?
Pinky
That would be my
from
favorite.
Costco.
I would go back
Yeah.
for so many samples.
I already go to Costco
Yeah.
for samples.
right.
I know, just
I
wander
get
the
full
aisles.
in there just eating shit.
I always get embarrassed because I always go back. I'm like, oh, these are bagel bites.
Oh no, I'm
Uh,
coming back.
yeah,
I'm like,
I'll
yeah,
come back.
anymore.
Yeah,
That
Well,
shit's done.
you're a cute girl. Like, immediately.
Anymore.
Yeah, hi. Sorry, I didn't. I dropped mine. Like, no, you
Right,
didn't.
right.
You ate it over.
As the crumbs are
Yeah,
falling
yeah.
off my face.
You ate it by the palate of Charmin. I saw you.
So I was dating this guy.
Tell me.
Who
Cool Mo
remember
D.
No, it was Jeremy's cousin who it's Pinky's videographer. They started the company together, Jeremy.
Okay.
And so I had met her when I went to Atlanta for a birthday before.
Okay.
And that's how I met him through the guy I was dating. And me and her just kind of connected. And so over the years, we just kind of kept in touch.
Right.
But then I had like, once we got comfortable, I'd be like, I could do porn. She's like, girl, shut up. Just stay a nurse. So that was our conversation. So when Corona came up, and she must have heard the seriousness in my voice because she booked me twice, my first 2 scenes with her.
Now, when you say with her, do you mean like girl?
Sorry, for her company.
Oh, for her company.
I do have a scene with her, but that was
Okay.
one of her last scenes ever.
Why she retired? Just
Yeah,
to-
she doesn't want to
Just-
pursue it anymore.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
Some
You
people grow
got to hang it up
out of it
at some point.
Mhm.
mhm,
You know, it's really
and
fun.
want normalcy.
Right.
I jerked off you a few times. Is that cool?
Well,
Weird.
thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
That's
Cool.
the goal. I'm
I don't know.
doing great.
It's fine. I don't know if ladies know it. I used to work
Is
I worked
that
in porn.
cool?
I worked in porn. I had a production company and I did only girl stuff. We know a lot of the same people because of that whole thing. And it always be funny because I'd always work with somebody and then I'd like jerk off to them. And then I'd be like, should I tell them? Is that unprofessional? to be
No, it's
like-
great.
Okay.
As a
good.
matter of fact, what do you think about girl?
I don't really care for it.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
look,
like it's a gateway to porn almost. It's like what you watch when you're like
It's like soft.
13.
I
or-
almost
yeah.
think it's almost gay. It's like weird to me. Like I don't
to watch 2 girls.
Yeah. Okay. So full disclosure, what I made was I would make like girl stuff that would go in like in hotel. This is 15 years ago. That would go in like in hotel rooms and like, you know, when you go, it would be like, you know, one of my titles would be like sexy massage party.
Okay.
And then it would be softcore, but at a certain point, and you can relate to this, you would go, okay, open up, please. And then you open up, and then you would get your hardcore because you'd have like 5 minutes of like that, you know,
that,
pussy and
pussy
lips
eating
and
and this
eating and that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And it's
scissoring, like,
yeah,
excuse me, what the fuck
Yeah.
is that?
Yeah.
scissoring. Well,
That's-
lesbians
do-
really do
Do they
scissor.
really do it?
Oh yeah, lesbians.
I always wondered that.
Yeah, it's Laney, right? What? Hello.
Laney.
yeah,
I don't feel like anybody.
that's
could
how
really
they. That's
speak
how
on that.
lesbians get off. They rub each other's pussies against, and they watch Home Improvement.
I mean, it
Yeah,
makes
this,
sense.
this,
It makes
this.
sense. They
Yeah.
watch. Yeah, they watch.
No, they
Home and
rub
Garden.
their bits together.
I mean,
Okay.
I've done it I've done it a lot, and I'm just like, okay,
But it-
so where's
Uh-huh.
the sex? in
But
this?
you like guys, right?
I like guys, but when I'm doing my scenes, I am in tuned.
Yeah,
Like
you're
I'm
into
totally-
it. You
I'm
you
into
get
it,
turned on.
Right.
and I'm still trying to figure out the scissoring. Because it's like, I'm missing your
That's
pussy. We're just
very-
like bouncing around.
Yeah,
Right,
I think
I
there's
don't know what's going on.
just
there-
about friction though.
Listen,
right?
Yeah.
have you ever watched like real lesbian porn for lesbians?
No.
It's a lot
What?
different. It's like two women fingering each other behind a dumpster. Like it is.
Really?
I didn't
Yes.
know it even exists.
Me
Oh,
either.
it does. Yeah. It's
We
but
need
it's
some links.
it's like
Yeah.
Lainey, give me your Android. Come on. Let's
Yeah,
go.
we
No,
need links
no,
because
just kidding.
I
We're
need
fine.
to like do
No.
more research.
I'll
'cause
send
I'm
you some
sitting here
stuff.
Like, what is going on?
But it's definitely it's like two. It sounds like I'm making it up, but it's like two girls with like bad haircuts, and it's aggressive. Like it's like fetishy porn.
Wow.
It all comes out of Kink. The people in San Francisco.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, they make a lot of.
I know. Okay, I'm gonna research more.
I
They
believe
closed up Kink.
I believe that
Maybe.
it's now a world market.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I'm just
It's
kidding.
I'm like,
I think
damn.
it's
Yeah.
a Halloween
You can just-
superstar.
It's all, yeah, right. 2
Only
months out
once
of the
a
year.
year,
It's
right,
right.
right.
I'm here to return my Boba Fett. We know
Yeah.
you wore it.
Yeah.
You
That
wore
place
that.
No.
is such a ripoff.
Oh, it's
I brought a
Halloween
fog
stuff.
machine,
Oh,
and I'm
yeah.
like, okay, cool. This is expensive, but like, does it work? She's like, yeah, and you can't return it. When I got home, it did not work.
Oh no, they still do a broke.
Yeah,
Broken
like
fog.
a broke brand new one. And
You're
it's
talking to a
like,
guy that's
Wow.
bought a lot of fog machines. You got to buy
Mm.
them on Amazon. You just buy all that shit on Amazon.
Or maybe you
I-
got to plug it in right there.
I have to support small
Very
business.
this, but then it's like
No, you
you
can't. You
opened
need the
it.
shit, the liquid to put in it. You can't just.
Oh.
You can't just.
Can't
there's a lot
borrow
of-
shit.
you-
Like, let me see.
Yeah, right.
Get,
Let me-
get a
on-
rave
me
going
this-
right there in the store.
Yeah. Can I get a couple glow sticks, please?
Yeah, that
Um,
store's a fucking ripoff. You can't bring anything back, no return.
Wow.
Plus,
yeah,
if you-
they're very fly by night.
If you
Yeah.
bring
They're
it back, it's not even there anymore. It's like they're only there for
well, all
like.
they got to do is take the banner down and they can skip
Yeah,
town.
exactly. They're like.
yes, and
barely a
that's exactly
fucking
what they do. You
store.
go
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
there's it's gone.
You're like,
Damn, was
You're
it
like,
a
what
drink?
happened? What happened to the ATMs across
No,
the
for
street?
real.
Yeah, the whole fucking place closes down. All right, so now you're doing porn. Okay, you because of Corona, because of the thing, you're like now, and you clearly have in a very short amount of time been very successful.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, but I'm not saying it. I mean, even if you weren't, even if I didn't say it,
I'm
it's
very
true.
humbled.
You
Thank
should,
you.
yeah, but I'm saying it's great for you, and it's great that it's happened. I'm not gonna. Don't kill me. Later in life, you know what I mean? Like you have your head on a little bit. There's a thing because I've seen the trajectory sometimes when you get in this. Like, do you probably do drink and smoke weed, that kind of thing?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but you probably
That's some
don't.
tequila?
You do crystal meth?
Hell no.
No, see what I'm saying, right? Yeah, but I'm
Do you
saying,
want-
No, I
like,
don't use drugs.
Would you like to?
yeah,
No.
yeah, exactly.
But if you have some tequila,
No, but I
I'll
know
do
what you mean.
some.
Like if you get into porn in your 30s, I feel like it's like for the right reasons. Whereas
Yeah.
a lot of times you just do it out of necessity when you're 19 to fucking
Right.
pay the bills. But if you have a vocation and there's no more job security probably than a fucking nurse, right?
Right.
So and then you get into porn, it's like, all right, by all means, do
I
it.
think it really is the team that you're with too, because you could be
Mhm.
30, 40 and you get
Right.
in with a really bad agent, or you're doing things that you think you have to do to
Sure.
be
Yeah.
this or that, which it's not like that. It's all consensual.
And you're also like you use the term like 5 times. You're a critical thinker, and you're able to like look at it and not apply like any sort of standard of like like maybe judging yourself or whatever. You're like, all right, I'm gonna do that. You're making decisions based upon decisions you want to make, right? You know what I
and
mean?
confidence is extremely, extremely important. Like, because you're giving your body to the world, like you're naked.
Right.
And even if you have bad fans or good fans, you're gonna have some haters too.
Oh yeah.
And especially for women, I think very body sensitive.
Oh, so stupid.
So it's important for you to understand that these people are still fans, clearly, or you wouldn't even know they existed. They're taking their time on
as
your
long as they
Right,
spell your
right.
name
Yeah,
right.
right.
That-
You know,
Be like, I jerked off to you 12 times, but
Yeah.
I did not
I
care
hate
for
you.
it.
Yeah.
I did not care for it.
Yeah.
This.
It's like,
Or
who would take the time?
And who watches shit
fucking
they don't
do
really
that.
like to the end? They're literally like, well, did
Yeah,
you see
right?
at 28:15
I
and
know. It's-
Right.
28 minutes? Like, it's really disgusting sometimes, but you
That's
have
a
to
weird
be confident.
Thing to critique.
And a lot
with
of
a
times
lady.
they're just trying to get in your
Attention.
world.
100%.
and get-
100%.
right. And it'll be like some sort of backward thing where like, because I'm sure you've done it before, where like if these people, if they met you, they would be all up in your ass. You know what I mean? Like they're
It's
just like,
the,
Yeah.
it's the equivalent of pulling the girl's pigtail on the school. They're just they're
This.
trying to get your attention.
Right.
And I've learned that maybe they don't have the balls enough to be like, you know what, you're great. I would like to take you out.
Right.
They don't. They think maybe
Yeah,
a rejection,
yeah.
which
now dating, are you currently dating anybody?
No.
Is it difficult to date somebody?
For me? Yeah.
Okay. How do you now? Is it difficult because like of
I gotta stop saying that because then I'm not gonna be lonely.
Right, I
within
would
the
be. I would be
universe.
very intimidated if
I would
if
be.
a girl that was like, for me, it's hard
If
because
they
I would
would
think
just
your
allow-
standards are very high, is what I would think.
Well, aren't anybody who's a responsible person and wants like not
Yeah,
a
no, they
douche,
should. They should be. Yeah,
you should know
yeah, they should
yourself
be.
and give yourself back what you put out.
what
Right,
I
right.
think Adam means is just because you present such a you're such a presence just physically, you know what I mean? Even with the kind of 3/4 of a butt cheek, it's a lot. You know what I mean? Like it's
I'm
just a
still
lot.
giving ass.
Yeah, it's a lot. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot. Like you must
Right.
be, because I always wonder with the girl that like you almost can't help it, you know, because of the tits and everything else. It's like, do you constantly get like unwanted male attention?
No, it's all warranted. It's fine.
Unwanted though.
But it's okay.
You don't mind because you
I
put it
don't
out
mind
there.
it.
You
Hello.
got it.
Like
It's
I'm not a like hello.
right.
Yeah.
So hello. But I'm not always like even now, like I have my little
I mean, you're dressed very modestly.
you know,
yeah,
very
yeah,
modest.
Yeah.
I think the fact is you have to be open and clear with people, you know?
How do you mean?
Like if you're wanting to be asshole naked outside and you get the attention and you're like, oh, well, oh, this is great, but don't do that. You shouldn't have been saying it was great anyway. Just like I'm off limits. It's just a look. Some people give people the wrong idea.
Right.
Yeah. So they
And-
don't set boundaries.
And also people don't understand too that like you know, it is sort of your industry in that, you know what I mean, like but there is only so much you can do with. I mean, I love the Chanel jacket and everything you've got going on, but I mean there's a sense to, if I saw you walking down the street, I'd be like, okay, this girl is, you know, very attractive, but you've also like you're clearly in some sort of show business industry thing. So I would imagine like, you know, just guy like, you know, just even like my doorman, I guarantee when you leave the building, they're gonna say, who the fuck was that? And I'm gonna say, well, she is.
If guys would just allow me to be myself,
Gotta
and
be
kinda
me.
let the Ebony thing just kind of relax sometimes, we would be good.
So do
But I
you
don't
look
get
at
that.
Ebony Mystique as almost sort of like, it's like a superhero, you kind of put it on, and then when you get home, you just want to like, you like conventional sex and just hanging out and going to dinner and just fucking chilling out? Like it's not always like,
Yeah, it's like should I say Will Smith now? Is that controversial? But it's like Will
hey,
Smith
Chris Rock had
playing-
it coming.
Okay.
Anybody? No, sorry. Go ahead.
And it's like you playing a character and then people just all the time like, oh, you're like whatever Will Smith, I don't know, Men in Black. It's like, hello, that was just a movie. Like,
Yeah. Will Smith is like, I'm also a cuckold. And right. And yeah. So, you know, but no, but you're absolutely right.
You know?
And yeah, no, it's
so
like,
sexually, is that me? Yeah, of course.
right. Right.
But do I want to be like throwing it down my throat every moment intimately at home?
No.
Absolutely not.
Plus, it's too much. I always
And
say
it doesn't take all that. Some guys don't even like the gag thing. It hurts them. You gotta
Yeah,
like,
it does.
oh, see,
No,
look,
it
for
always-
you listeners,
I don't care
and
for
those
it.
No, the back
throat
of back of my
hurts.
throat when they
They
got those
hate it.
fucking all
Okay.
that
Now you
dick in
know.
my mouth. Is that,
I mean-
no, I mean what? Oh, I didn't know what you meant. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I was talking about when Brian. Yeah. When
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
yeah.
I
So when
say
you
don't-
deep throat,
all those balls on
Well,
my
it's like,
chin.
it's like a blowjob is great, but what if I just pressed on the head of your cock really hard? Like, I
Oh,
don't know.
God,
You don't
just
need to do that.
Give me that.
It's
piss.
it's more showy. I
yeah,
feel
I've
like.
heard. So
Yeah.
see, and like
I don't need that.
we need to have these conversations because
Yeah.
girls are like ready to show you that
We
she
need-
can take it
we
all.
need
the
to
way
have an
down.
Are
open
they?
dialogue about
It's very
deep
important.
throating.
And let's talk about pussy eating.
Let's talk about pussy
Like,
eating.
do it.
hello.
What about it?
What part of the pussy? First of all, how many holes do women have?
How many holes in? Well, oh shit. Do you have an abacus?
Let me grab.
anywhere?
Let me grab.
Yo,
your
the ones that
laminated
matter?
cheat
Do-
sheet.
yeah, all
Well,
women matter.
All holes matter.
All holes
AHL?
matter. Yeah.
No. Well, downstairs you have the one where the pee comes out.
Yeah.
Then underneath it you have the sex hole.
One where the babies come
Then the
out.
butt. Then the buttocks hole, sphincter
Are
area.
we counting that? or
Forgive
we
me,
just-
I
or
also
just a bit-
medical-
Oh, okay.
And that's kind of. I mean, then you have obviously all the other.
So
you know.
three.
Three.
So where's the G spot? What's the whole
G
point
what?
of the G spot?
Sorry, what I didn't.
Yeah, climaxing, making a
Oh,
woman
oh.
orgasm by eating her pussy. Where are you
Oh,
going with it? Where do you
That's
go?
Well, it's different on everybody.
Well, if you don't, if
Not
you
really.
take the turnpike,
I mean, I've experienced it's very different.
Ask
Some
the
people
woman
are
the G
inside.
spot.
Some...
Go
Well,
ahead.
that's just
Oh,
where you-
the G spot's in the same spot, but I'm just saying like
So
what
the clitoris.
it takes is
Clit
different.
what?
that's the clit.
I'm sorry, I don't.
The clit.
He's
I'm
never.
just kidding.
He's only
you-
seen
that little
diagrams.
hole, the first one.
Well, it's a little button.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
Where
Yeah,
the mother of pearl.
Mhm.
the mother of
Pearl
pearl,
tongue.
la praline.
See, you hear, Lainey?
Yeah, Lainey knows.
That's all you need. The rest of that shit is just the rest of that shit.
Now, Adam
The
sucks a-
orgasm comes from
Well,
the
no,
clitoris.
I used to.
Adam was a clit sucker.
That was like
that he
that-
knows what he's doing.
Right, no, but then
Oh.
now my current relationship, I did that to her. She fucking jumped through the ceiling
'Cause
she was
she's
like,
not-
"I'm way too sensitive."
No, let her stay. Just sit right here, baby.
No,
you gotta
no,
like
she declined the
really?
clit sucking.
It was
Yeah,
too much.
I always
a lot.
joke. I'm like, I could eat your pussy from across the room. Like her, she
Oh.
just likes a little.
Well, maybe
Oh,
that's
she's
that,
simple.
well, maybe
She
that
really
speaks
is.
also to a lot of times when you are having sex, certainly with a committed partner, it's more about the chemistry between so somebody like
Exactly.
Adam, like one of the other big fat women that you've had sex with, they like having their clit sucked, but now the current
Sure,
one
right?
doesn't like
They're
having
not
their
all the
clit
same.
sucked.
Not all thick
Yeah.
ladies aren't the same.
See, when you meet girls at Lane Bryant, occasionally,
I was a greeter
Shout out
part
to the
time.
big
right?
girls.
Yeah,
We are not
exactly.
body
No,
shaming.
what?
No,
No,
not
fashion
at all.
bug. My God,
No.
I was in a fraternity.
Not
And
fashion bug.
I was
Bug.
I was awarded a spear. This is not kind. I'm sorry, but it was called the Hogan Award because I had sex with the fattest girl at this party.
Oh, nice.
I know. I didn't know. I was young. I was like, I'm in college young. I was like, all right. I mean, I was like, they gave me a spear. I was like, okay, but I mean,
How big of a lady we're talking?
I don't know. I mean, big. It wasn't like. I mean, it wasn't like remarkable. It was like a circus freak, but she's a bigger. I'll tell you one thing. Big girls. I've always had the experience. They get their pussy really wet. I
And
don't
then
know.
mushy.
Mushy. Right. And it could be there's maybe I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's sweaty. I don't know what it is.
Fuck.
But you squirt a lot, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a squirter.
I'm an extremist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Now
what,
do you,
what percentage of women are squirters? I feel
with
like
me,
it's
110.
Look,
Rare. I
stop
think
playing
it's
with
rare,
him.
right?
Okay, you go ahead and do that then. You got other girls squirting.
Yeah, you got it. So what
Women
makes you
feel like-
squirt? Is it
It's a gland.
it's your hand, right?
It's a gland. but
Right.
It's not peas. It's a whole separate
Mhm.
gland. It's just in the same urethral cavity.
It's
So
like flat Mountain Dew.
and it's the way a woman orgasms.
Right.
Fuck.
So when you
It's real, like kind of has an oily consistency.
Right.
to
And
it,
that
that-
thank
yeah,
you. See,
yeah.
you've been around real squirters. Let's cut
I've
the shit.
maybe one
See,
girl. I
'cause
think.
they think,
squirted.
oh, you're peeing. No, I
I
peed
didn't give
before
my
we
safety
started.
deposit, my cleaning deposit back.
She
After
tore that
that.
room up.
Yeah.
so if I wanted to make you squirt,
Mhm.
other than showing you my Honda Accord EX,
Yeah.
I
Park your
put my
little thing in
fingers
my
in your-
garage. What did Cardi B say?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Put-
park that thing in the middle of my garage.
Yeah.
she worked down at Private
wow.
Eyes down at 45th Street.
Oh, shout
Yeah.
out to Cardi. Well, we're
Yeah,
okay.
Cardi B,
Look
yeah,
at her
yeah.
now.
I don't want to gossip. I think she's had some butt work done.
Well, yeah, she said that. I like the ones that actually are.
Oh yeah,
honest
she's
about
had a ton of transfers.
Just
It
look at her
jiggles,
face.
though. It's
She's
great.
like totally a
Mhm.
whole different girl.
She does look completely different.
Have you had any Botox or fillers or anything?
Sure.
Have you really?
Yeah.
I can't. I think everyone's like.
I mean, I live in LA. It's like the normal thing.
Yeah.
We do that after lunch. Like, oh,
Right,
we'll go
right.
to
I
the
know.
doctor.
My wife had assistants when she would, and these girls were like 24 and they were getting Botox. It was so crazy.
So I've
to
done
me.
Botox, no fillers. I don't do my lips. This is all. I haven't touched my face besides
No.
my teeth.
You don't get the
It's
trout.
just the titties and the
Yeah.
ass.
You don't
That's it.
get trout mouth. It looks so weird to me.
And those big ass teeth that people get in their mouth too. Oh my god! Like who
Right.
did
Yeah.
your
Big
veneers?
chiclets.
No, and they're
Yeah,
expensive.
chick.
Yeah,
Exactly, Dennis the Menace.
and they're expensive too.
Yeah.
like veneers are
Right.
crazy
Oh
expensive.
no, they are.
So I mean, and you can get good veneers. It's like people.
Mhm.
It's like when people get their tits done. They're like, "Well, if I'm spending all this money, I want to get the biggest teeth I can get." You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. You look like a fucking mule.
Yes.
Yeah, no,
Mr. Ed.
no, it's no good. So okay, so to make you squirt, you're laying down. Got my fingers in you. I turned off the television because it's all about you right now. Okay, and that's how it works. Like, do we make out and stuff?
Not
Like,
for me. I don't like fingering.
so how do I get you to squirt?
It's just
It's the clitoris
a
stimulation.
vigor-
But I don't.
Vigorous.
So that's outside of it.
yeah.
Oh my! I sound like I'm 12.
You just
No,
fucking,
but it's true. He knows.
You gotta
Okay,
do it like
you
you
know,
mean
yeah.
it. You do it like you mean it, bro.
Right. But I mean, not for everybody though. See, you gotta like really know.
Oh yeah, no, everybody's different. Everybody's
it's the
different.
language
And some
of
people
love.
have like tilted uteruses
Mhm.
and Yeah, so it is different, but the clitoris is where the G spot is. That's why girls like vibrators.
Can I ask you a really stupid question?
It's never stupid.
What?
but-
Hang
They're
over.
all-
Miss
shit.
your flight. We'll get there.
Oh my gosh.
No, but okay.
I
So
don't want to miss my flight.
we had Nicole Aniston's done the show, right?
Wow.
And oh, thank you very much.
Shout out
Yes.
to you.
Yeah, she's a great girl. But she's likes cream pies, right? And that's when someone ejaculates in someone.
That's
just so
what it
you know.
is.
Thank you. All right, but industry term.
Just I didn't know.
Cream
Do
pie.
you have cream pie videos?
I have a few.
Okay.
But not independent. They're like on browsers or something like that.
Yeah,
Like
I don't. How does
Mystique.
browsers make any fucking money? It's weird to me
Because they're
no,
making money.
I know, but I don't.
They own Pornhub. It's
That-
MindGeek.
Do they?
Right.
Wow.
That's MindGeek.
Holy
Okay.
shit.
Okay, there you go.
They're
Say no
the-
more.
Yeah.
Okay, but my point is, can you feel it when somebody blasts up in your guts
No. I don't think you feel it afterwards.
when it
Like,
drips out?
yeah, it doesn't feel like oh,
it's-
I'm getting full. No,
Okay.
but that's exactly what's happening. No, and besides the fact he's like, oh.
Okay, right.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, you can tell because
Right,
it's
like,
fucking.
oh shit.
You
Oh.
can only see the whites of his
Yeah.
eyes. So, yeah,
Mommy,
you
here
know.
comes the
Yeah,
mustard.
yeah.
Mommy.
Here comes the
Yeah.
babies.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. So,
So-
but no, it's the after effect.
Okay.
It's all
All right.
dripping
That's
out.
what it is. And then
Right.
you push it out
Gooey
and
mess.
you show it.
A gooey
Now,
mess.
if you were dating a guy, right,
Mhm.
and you pushed out his cum and he wanted to eat it out of your hand, would you be like, what are you up to?
Well,
Is that
that's
weird?
A snowball, sure. And then
I know,
Sure.
but
what I'll
like
do is I'll take it, I'll put it in my mouth and have him a tongue kiss me.
that's
Wow.
that I can get behind. But I feel like if I was like push it out and let me eat it, if we were dating, would that be like a weird? Would you be like, could you date a guy like
You
that?
would do that in your
Sure.
private life.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
I
not
don't-
weird to me. That's weird to you.
I don't
It's
know. I'm
unusual.
Catholic,
It's
raised
not
Catholic.
a normal. Yeah, exactly.
I guess
Catholic.
I am a weirdo. I think that's normal.
I don't think it's weird. It's just it's a sort of
Okay.
a litmus test for how kinky you are in your
This?
your regular life.
Yeah,
Your-
and look,
Right.
I saw
when
like
you're
on,
off duty.
like I saw when you were like you have had sex with someone who's transgender,
Oh yeah.
right? And I've had sex with somebody who's transgender
Amazing.
post op. Yeah, not so much.
I
Or,
always
yeah,
want, well, I
different
want to
ends
try
of the
that,
spectrum.
but I'll
Yeah.
be like scissoring.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah,
I
good,
don't
yeah.
have a dick.
Good
so-
luck.
Uh-huh.
And also the vagina hole is higher up. It is a different. This was a long time ago, so maybe the technology's gotten better. It was like I fucked a VCR. You know what I mean? You know, like
Betamax.
I should try streaming 4K now. But it's everything is a little kind of off, and it doesn't
Little
really
different.
get wet. And because of my penis is so big, I know fucking son, people hate when I say that, but like
But hell,
I-
you're blessed.
I
It's fine.
couldn't get the whole dick in that man-made vagina. I got like about half of it in, and then I put my hand in, and it felt like a bunch of frozen gummy bears
Wow.
in there. It was like dick meat or
I wanna
something.
try. I want to.
Yeah, trust me.
Hmm.
So then I had fucked her in the ass because, and I was not the first one. That
we
asshole was
go.
like, look at the Lincoln Tunnel. So it was like, it was like, it was a
already
person.
blown up.
Yeah, it was a
honey.
person with easy pass. You know?
My favorite part was there was a little disclaimer that she gave you before, and she was Australian,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
What did she say?
She goes, it might be a little different. Might be a little, might be,
Just
yeah.
so you know,
Just so you know,
Just so you
that's
know.
Well,
more,
gonna be
more
the same,
Kiwis, but yeah.
right? I'm not. You're right. These,
Uh-huh.
and, and when we,
That's so polite.
it was
I
my
love that.
friend and I double teamed her. She was a flight attendant,
Oh,
and
wow.
yeah, I used to sell cocaine,
Nice.
and
Fuck.
yeah. So she showed up at it was a whole thing. It's a whole
Yeah,
stupid
yo.
story.
Say you sold cocaine without saying you sold cocaine.
Yes.
So I'm
At
fucking
this
a
point, it's
transgender.
fine.
Long time
flight
ago.
attendant.
Right.
This is
exactly.
a wonderful.
Right. And I once raped Bill Shatner. Prove I'm not wrong.
Oh my
No.
gosh, this
Uh,
has gotten better.
Isn't this something?
What a wild life you've
why
had.
exactly?
I thought I was
wild,
wild.
crazy, wild stuff.
So we get to with this girl, but it was funny as we started to have sex. I noticed in the very beginning, I was like, oh, she seems very feminine. But as I was fucking her doggy style, you know, in the anally, I noticed how broad her shoulders were. She became more of a man as we were doing it. I noticed the things happening, but it was fine. Ultimately, I got it done. I just wouldn't. My point is only this: if you were dating somebody like a boyfriend, right? You have like a boyfriend, right?
Mhm.
And he wanted you to peg him. Would you have an issue with that, or you don't care?
No,
You're
I don't
fine.
care.
You're fine. But I mean, like,
Because it's me. I am a woman. Now, if he asks for my brother,
okay, right?
then we might have a little
Yeah.
bit of a discussion.
Yeah, and that's
Because I
what I'm-
can't compete with that.
No,
I
you
have
really-
pee-pee. I don't have a. I have a pee-pee, not a wee-wee.
Have you done that thing where you make a vagina yet and you sell it?
Oh, like molding. I'm in the process of that right now.
Okay.
I was kind of trying to wait off a fleshlight because we've been talking,
Okay.
but we didn't get anywhere with it yet. So I'm actually thinking about going my own route, which is like finding my own toy company
Okay. Do it.
myself independently and putting it out, distributing it that way instead of like fleshlight, and then I have to like sell units. I'm not
You're
a
a-
Girl Scout.
Yeah. No.
so
You imagine.
I
Right.
don't
you
really
imagine?
Yeah,
want
I
a
could-
bunch of
Going door to door
fleshlights
with a
at-
clipboard.
Yeah, like,
It-
hey, you want my vagina?
You probably have a better
Right.
success. than
I
I
the
see you in
like
front of
girls with the
Ralph's with like a
cookies.
little table.
With a card
You're
So
like,
it's a
"Hi,
good, it's a
everybody."
good look, I guess, because the brand has been around a while, and it's like I'm a
Uh-huh.
fleshlight girl, like a
Right, reputable.
contract girl.
Right,
But other than
right.
that, I mean, I don't know anybody
Listen.
who's gotten really rich from
No.
doing it. or
Right.
Everything is you can if you can DIY, you're much better off these days. So
Yes.
Sure.
do OnlyFans, DIY. Now, you are here in town. Do you do privates?
Sometimes.
Okay. So
I'm just starting to do that. I used to not, and actually this is literally a year from today when I was on another podcast. I was like, I don't meet people, but I decided, especially after COVID,
right.
that you know what? Not everybody is a creep.
No.
And I
No.
don't have to be super scared of people because I was like, I didn't, I like,
you screen them for
oh
those
no,
of-
I don't. I have an assistant.
No, I'm saying you. I'm saying
Mhm.
not you. I'm saying
Yeah, do I have an
you, the
assistant? Oh,
royal
yeah.
you. You screen the people, and also I really do feel like because I have no problem with prostitution because what it is you're facilitating. Number one, it's all in one form or another. It's all prostitution. You know what I mean?
this.
Yeah, and also
Say it again.
yeah, right. Preach. But like, it's also the kind of thing where you're really giving people, your fans, it's a real opportunity for people, and you are giving somebody a bucket list
Right,
experience.
Right.
You know, provided it's on your own terms, you're not in
Right.
the back of a fucking Hyundai
Hello?
Elantra or anything.
Oh,
and-
To each his
100%.
own.
yeah, and
100%.
that's fine too.
Whoever
Unless they
does
pay
what
extra.
do.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Right.
especially if it's a Honda.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cloth seats. Right. She
Uh-oh.
squirted. It's a lease.
Good.
Right.
Lay
But,
down a tarp.
but my thing is, I think it's something that it's a revenue stream, no pun intended. And I think it makes a lot of sense for all. And I think everyone does pretty much do it. But I think it's something that
So let's just make this clear.
yes,
Not everybody that you meet, and we're not soliciting our body, we're soliciting our time.
right.
The meet and greet.
Of
Just
course.
because someone meets you doesn't mean that you're gonna fuck.
No.
Yeah. And you shouldn't come
there's-
in thinking like
Well, there's
that.
dinner and drinks, but also if it's $10,000 for
Then
like
I'm giving some, I mean, come on.
yeah,
That's
come
just
on,
me.
yeah, right,
Like,
right.
yeah, you want some
Right.
pussy? What you want? Some pussy?
Yeah.
Pussy, you want to do it three
I mean,
times? Baby, blow job,
Okay.
trick, please.
10K, you
Yeah.
Hello,
want to
hello.
You want to
Um,
see me again?
Yeah,
at this
let's.
rate?
Yeah. What's the matter?
Oh, we got to ramp it up.
Listen, we're
she's
gonna. Ebony,
Oh, no.
it's been so much fun with you.
Aw.
Yeah.
I'll
When
be
next time you're
back.
in town, just come back, okay?
be coming back
do you
totally.
come? Do you come often to?
I'll be
to
back
New York City?
February. We've already booked
Oh,
the tour.
sure.
We can do. Let's do one or two pictures,
Okay.
okay? And then
Thanks
everybody,
for having me.
Okay,
Ebony
bye,
Mystique,
everybody.
just find her on social. Lainey, thank you very much, guys.
Her Twitter's
you,
right
guys.
below.
Patreon, it's all on the green screen. Love
Ebony-
you.
Ebony
Bye.
Mystique 1.
Love you guys.
Right.
All right.
Later.
Let me use the restroom and.